Intel Extreme Masters Chicago is brought to you in part by Intel, AT&T, Acer Predator, HyperX, Betway, and Pay Safeguard.
Well, that's Astralis doing what Astralis do best, North bend the knee on Inferno. And it was their map as well. This was where our analyst, in fact, I'll introduce them, Lurpis and Sponge, said that North had to not only pick up the win, but do so convincingly if they wanted a chance at this series. Let's understand how that happened, though, Tommy. It just looked like North could not make an impact, especially in the first half.
It just didn't. I mean, they really got nothing going. I think 9-0 was Astralis' lead at a time. Couldn't really even get close to winning rounds early on in the half. They had a bit of a chance to get back into it towards the end, but a team like Astralis always has had someone who'd get a multi-kill, turn the round around, and North just looked unconvincing. It didn't seem like they were particularly well prepared for Astralis on this map, and that's something that's just going to be a huge problem on the second one.
When you only win 5 rounds and 2 of those 5 rounds are 1vx situations, that bodes very poorly, right? And those are normally meant to be swing rounds that send you on a streak where you can build your economy back up and then you can dictate the pace. You can then run and win the economy battle. They won those rounds and it didn't really amount to anything, right? They were just more or less, oh, cool, Valde won a 1v2 clutch. That's great, right? Yeah. But that was more from mistakes from Astralis. I was sitting there when they were losing rounds going, hey, that's not very Astralis-esque to be overpeaking in a 1vx duel in that kind of situation. It was things, and I'm criticizing mistakes in a 16-5, so I'm really reaching to see anything that they did wrong, right? Whereas for North, they just couldn't get anything going, like Tommy said.
So not get anything going. I mean, that's not going to help them if they want to try and do better next time.
Here's the thing, right? This is the map choice of North, where they get the Astralis get to choose the other side. We're going into Nuke, right? Where they get to choose which side they want to now, North. Yeah. But here's the problem. Astralis always pick Nuke, which means the other teams always get to pick the side. Let me run you through a couple of these numbers here, Alex, in games where
Are we doing Nuke already?
Oh, do you want me to?
No, please.
I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about Inferno.
I mean, let the replay finish of the slaughter before we focus on Nuke.
I think that the highlights will probably do Inferno more justice than what we possibly could.
Sure, no, but I am very intrigued. You built it up now. Let me hear that stat.
Just to reiterate it, Astralis pick the map in the best of 3s, which means the other team in a lot of tournament formats get to pick the side. Now, in those tournament formats, let me just run you through a couple of these. At the E-League Premier event earlier on, Astralis picked it into Liquid. Means they started at the T side, they got 7 rounds. We'll move forward. They picked it against Mouse Sports, they got 9 rounds. On the T side, let's continue to reiterate that. They picked it against Na'Vi, they got 11 rounds on the T side. They picked it against Liquid at the Major, they got 9 rounds on the T side. This is a map, Alex, that is CT-sided. Let's not mince words about it. This is one of the most CT-heavy maps we have in the entire pool, and these guys are putting up almost double digits time and time again. If you get 5, normally you get a grin from ear to ear. These guys are exceeding that every single time they play this map in a best of 3.
Yeah, it is crazy. And before we focus on Nuke too much more, we are actually going to hear from their coach. Zonic is backstage with Trace. We're going to hear what they thought about Inferno.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm here with Zonic, who just helped to make it look easy with his boys of Astralis over that of North. Now, I'm going to ask you right away on Inferno, when you have a matchup like this, it's just a Danish demolition derby. What is the feeling going to that? What is the vibe? Is it easier?
It's much tougher going up against a Danish rival. That's of course. There are so many small battles in the battle that you want to win. So there are always these mind games, and we know that they know how we play, and the other way around. So it's always difficult going up against your Danish rivals.
Well, you want to talk about it being difficult. Earlier, MVP decided to make it more difficult on themselves. They picked Nuke against you guys. You're undefeated, some outrageous standing there on that map. You're going up Nuke now against North. What do you think about this matchup overall?
I think it's going to be a great game for me as a coach and in charge of the preparation. I hate playing Nuke these days because I'm always thinking that if someone wants to play it against us, then they know how we play and they have read us. So I'm I'm obviously confident that the boys can finish off, and hopefully we can go 2-0 against North. But it's always going to be a tough game, and the Danish rivalry will definitely not mean that Nuke is going to be an easy game. So we have to remain calm and play our A game.
Well, the last question after you, very simple, very small, very short. Are you guys one step closer to the Grand Slam after this?
I think that's going way too far. We take one match at a time, but yeah, hopefully we can just win this map against North, and then we'll see what's up next. That's way too early to say.
That's the right mentality. Thank you, Zonic. And with that, we're going to be kicking it back over to the desk, where in which it's time for some Nuke.
Yes, it is. And what's so damn crazy about that is not only are they on 21 wins offline on this map in a row, it's also just 4 teams have got to double digits against them. Those teams are Na'Vi, Liquid, Nip, and Mouse. That's it. Those are the few teams that, and I say double digits, the majority of those are 16-10. You just got there, Tommy. It does seem like an impossible task for anyone at the moment.
I mean, it's like Zonic said, right? Like, if you're picking Nuke, you must think you have something.
Sure.
Like, you know, you must have, if you're letting them pick Nuke, rather, like,
Sure.
you must think you have something you've come up with. Like, there's got to be something you want to at least try and see, you know, float around, see if that works. With that being said, everybody's been trying against Astralis. They're going to lose at some point. I just don't know that now is going to be that. Particularly when Inferno just didn't look good for North. It didn't even seem like they got into the game.
Yeah.
So we can assume that North will be starting on the CT side.
That's where you'd want to start, right? I think the thing is, though, in the series today, MVP versus Astralis, MVP were the ones because they knife. MVP actually started on that T side, and they really made Astralis work for it. So that's a pressure point. Maybe their CT side hasn't had a lot of work because their T side, they can get away with a little bit more, Alex.
Okay, and we're going to be seeing how it does play out. Will North get us to a third, or will it just be another Nuke game for Astralis? 21, looking to make it 22 wins in a row in an offline environment. We're live from Chicago with Henry G and Sadakist.
Thank you so much, Alex. Yes, does the streak continue? One of the longest dominant streaks on any map by any team. You can think back to recent history. SK, now MIBR, had similar on Train with 17 wins, but nothing quite this high. This could be number 22 for Astralis.
Well, like Tommy said, though, they're going to have to lose at some point. North are going to be aware as to how they play. They are happy to play it in a best-of-3. That's a bold move in itself. And we'll see who comes out on top. Luckily, they got the CT starts, as they'll do some damage as the initial cross comes through. Good headshot from Kiabi and Cadian. This is what they need. They need pistol victories. They need to solidify their foundations on the CT side. Build up cash. Don't lose to any CZs or Tech9s. Need to try and hold on to the strongest possible game they can here. But still, need to win out this pistol round. They are going to give up the upper sight, or maybe not for long. Gade's there, and it looks like a clean sweep pretty much is coming through as Device will be left in a 4 versus 1, and Gade will take care of him. Much better from North. They went down 0 and 9 on Inferno. They go up 1-0 here on Nuke. So what kind of mentality will Astralis have here? Will they buy up in the third round, or maybe try and steal one away here? I doubt it on Nuke. They'll probably get the AKs out next round. And it's all to North now to work out. Do they want to keep a player on full eco, for example? Just keep the USP for Cadian. Maybe that's an option, so he can get the AWP out early. Doesn't look like that he's that way inclined, though. He goes to the MP9. They've got 3 SMGs in total. Now, this could be problematic against the AKs in the next. I maybe would have preferred a full eco from Cadian just to make sure he gets the AWP out and have a really strong chance of winning that first gun round. And as you'd expect here, a fast approach from Astralis. If it's looking for 1 or 2 kills, that's all they really need here. Bomb down would be idyllic, but unlikely to happen. Cadian and Kiabi lighting them up here.
Lovely.
And just going to be Device remaining.
Yeah, just Device remaining. They set it on the desk. Double digits has only been achieved on, I think it was 6 occasions. Pretty remarkable in itself. Good nade, good kill, and we'll get to guns for Astralis this round 3. Another map that would have been boosted tremendously by this economy system, because obviously the Ts, they rely so heavily on getting rounds. It really make or break. It really is make or break, I should say, on Nuke. So this certainly helps them get rolling. They lost out on the pistol. Let's see how effective they can be as well at taking down the SMGs, because this is where now in round 3 you almost have the advantage, remember.
Oh, they've made outside. They're trying to counter here. This is a nice idea from North. They know they've only got SMGs, but they actually have the advantage. Glaive, so good at this outside position, trying to capitalize on the fact he knows some players are low HP. Gets the first, didn't spot the player up top. That's going to be AZ. And they've actually done a fantastic job here, Matt, of getting a man advantage. But Zipex and co will be heading down towards lower. Magis has already got control of this bomb site, and he's going to be smoking towards Decon by the looks of things once they get a chance to plant. But Cadian's already rotated towards lower. This is actually looking very good for North. but can they stick the landing?
Might case it. Maybe overshoot it.
Indeed.
Canadian smoked off, sprays in. Ooh, nearly made contact with Zipix. Bomb planted. You're certainly right. Great approach. Get in their face. Make it aggressive. Don't let them set with these AK-47s. Watch the flank. Zipix, he's going to do exactly that. Good boy.
Oh, AZ's making noise, but he's going to check this position. Comes out on top. Good awareness. May just left with the impossible task of the 3 versus 1, but time is ticking away on that bomb. He's going to have to find multiple headshots here. Gets one in the face first, but gets 2 frags. Good effort, I have to say. Cadian. Oh.
Get to the bomb, son.
Okay, you can hear them shouting next to us. He's like, what are you doing?
Well, I think he was looking for weapons because he's only got the MP9, but didn't really have a lot of time to flirt with that. Had the kit, so not a big deal. He'll get an MP5, that's it. He couldn't find it. It was by the red box.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a bit of a shame. They're going to buy up this run, I think. Astralis with more than enough for the bomb going down and the loss bonus racking up at this point. So not a round victory, but Mages makes that very, very expensive towards the end. So they recover just the MP5. Their money's not too bad on the CD side. I don't think they'll be reset. Cadian was $6,000. Surprising he doesn't pull out the AWP. He's being very conservative with his purchasing here. Could just drop that MP5 away, but is happy to do battle with it here. And you can see Zipix without a helmet. It could actually work out for him. As once again, Astralis quickly make their way towards outside. Just Glaive this time, charging towards Secret. He's got down there with no smokes at all, so that's not bad. Oh, actually, Kiabi needs to be careful there. Challenge from the side out. No damage inflicted just yet. And this is Astralis looking to post there first. They've only got 1 smoke and a flashbang remaining. I haven't got close to a bomb site just yet. Glaive looking successful, at least towards Secret, but anything but for Mages there. He'll be dropped by Cadian and that MP5.
Glaive will take out AZ. Great play from Dupree, getting outside. Kirby was not ready for that at all. He found so much space. Glaive takes down Valda, and now it's suddenly a 4 versus 2. Zipix will hold underneath. Has the bomb, can easily try and get that planted, given we know what we do. They're upstairs, they're together, they're pushing lobby, but he doesn't want to run into lower site without that information and potentially get caught off. So he'll slow it down. Considerably slow it down as well, by the way.
It's quite tense right now, considering the bomb's not planted. We got to the 20-second mark. Luckily, that lower bomb site is completely open. Astralis should be able to guarantee the round at this point. So that's their first on the board. It's been a pretty successful campaign from North so far. But remember, Cadian, as I mentioned, with that conservative purchasing, they save 2 weapons here. He can drop an AWP. Well, by himself an AWP, they drop the AK. And they are going to have a healthy buy going into that next round. They'll go towards T-spawn, the most common place to save weaponry. Astralis maybe a little bit frustrated they couldn't find the last 2, but there it is, round on the board. Took a lovely headshot from Dupree and some nice strong work from Glaive. Remember, he gets down towards lower by himself without smokes and manages to find a couple of kills. Very impactful, but will they get anything more? Doesn't look like anyone's heading towards T-spawn at all, so 3-1 confirmed. But still absolutely fine, because Cadian will get $1,400 on top of his almost $7,000 right now. He's at $8,000. He's already got an AK. Gade can drop an M4 as well, so they're going to have a nice healthy buy here. But this is the start of Astralis' run on the T side of Nuke. Can they find back-to-back rounds? That's the question. I don't think they can get the AWP out themselves, so Cadian's going to have the advantage there. Round 5. Good start from the underdogs here. We saw the odds coming into it. Landslide favourites will be Astralis. There's the AWP. The M4's coming out. Both teams fully equipped. Let's see whether they can continue the pace outside here.
Device. That is good Molotov. That's actually a good choice to use utility early from Valda. And that could be some sort of scouting against Astralis because they had every intention to stampede on the ramp.
Yeah, normally you're going to have one player at the ramp. Just wants to buy himself some time there, deny the rush, and just hold them at bay. If you just drop the smoke at the start, they can continue that momentum. They've got 4 players on the precipice around. They can keep going at it. You drop the incendiary at the start, though. It's going to slow them right down. Follow up with the smoke. You know you're locked in at that point. They can't justify going through the smoke at that point once they know you're established. The idea is to rush, to catch the CTs when they're uncomfortable. So you can see how that all works out for him. Kiabi's taking a lot of damage outside, so he might have to chill out at this point. He's holding towards the main entrance, a low HP player, but still towards ramp they go. Now the smoke's gone down. You can see how Vald is set up. Ramp's incredibly difficult to play. You do not want to challenge more than that. You go for your kill. If you don't get it, you let them have it. You get the information, you keep 5 players alive, and now you're just trying to buy time for the lower execution, call for your teammates to come through.
Glaive trying to find his way into the lower site. Valda holding off. He knows that now that they're above and has to be dead efficient on this. It's efficient or dead, quite frankly, for him. Still waiting for the rotations. They are inside of the vent, but it's hard to move away from it. Good Molotov. A great find from Aegis. The flush. And the take. As the bomb gets planted for Glaive. Cade will get down the vent as well. That's 3 players in. But again, you can't go directly into the site anymore from this position. All you get is access to the hallways. I don't know that they have their hall pass, Henry.
They might not, Matt. You could be absolutely right there. The bomb's ticking away at some pace now, but some frags still being found for the CTs. This isn't a foregone conclusion just yet, but maybe it is now. Mages looks like his position is just way too strong. The nades in response, it looked like a bit of a trivial endeavor at this point. They might just have to fall back. KD with the AWP, he can feel this round slipping away. He's going to have to just jump through the vents here. Hope to stay alive. Another successful round for Astralis, but Gade and KD, will they save the weaponry? That's the question. Looks like they actually will. Good effort in that respect. They found a couple of kills against the T side, but it will be a round on the board for Astralis. Pretty standard stuff, to be honest. Wanted to rush ramp at the start, just because we kind of pointed out it's normally Vada playing it by himself. Did a good job to delay them, but once they waited for the smoke to go down, they got the ramp control. They execute in a very basic manner. Smoke at the window, one towards the left-hand side door, cover decon, plant, and once the bomb's down in an equal situation, especially in this new version of Nuke, it's almost an impossible retake. It's no vent to access the site quickly anymore. It's very difficult against a team that still has utility to break them down and normally better off just saving, as what they're doing right now as well. It's KD missing the first shot. They haven't fully invested into this round, and they'll pay the price. As Dupree, Zipex with the upper rush, very fast pace in the last couple of rounds, will be lighting up the scoreboard and confirming another victory for Astralis.
Absolutely, Valdo the only one left. PT50 in hand. He will be found out waiting in the trophy room. I still think Valve should make those major trophies.
That's such a good point. I think they should as well. There's not enough Easter eggs in the game.
Yeah, they'd be really cool. Glaive, he's just chilling like a villain on penicillin.
Is that chill?
Rap battle killing. Yeah, it might be. I mean, if you get like a virus, it's going to chill you out, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. You'd feel a little bit more chill after you get the penicillin.
Yeah. You'd feel more relaxed and it would get rid of your chill.
Yeah.
So you'd be less chill, but you'd be chill.
Exactly.
Valda has been found. Tagged through the wall. Device will put him down.
Well, there we have it. Astralis aren't messing around since the gun rounds begin. If you are just joining us, remember it's an insane streak Astralis have on this map. You've got to be very brave to want to play them on it. Good start from North, but it's starting to fall apart now. That was the AWP Arcadian. Just taken down from the pace of Dupree, who lights up the upper bomb side there. 2 kills very quickly, back to back. And that was an eco, believe it or not, from North. They had a couple of saved weapons, sure, but they didn't fully invest around it. Actually, quite a smart move here, but this is do or die time now. They get 5 rifles with barely any kits to go with it. As the T-side now will be trying to pick them apart one by one. It's going to be Kiabi drop first. He needs to set his teammates up for a frag, though. Glaive, like we pointed out, so good in this outside position. Can he bring this back in their favor?
Oh, find out. That's through the smoke. Valda goes down. And Cadian's found 2. We didn't catch that. He actually got Dupree through. Okay, a wall and then Magisto. Ramp is the position. It was likely the railing or maybe the edge of the entrance. Either way, Zipic's now trying to find a place back in Therm Hut. Cadian will get more aggressive, knowing that he's already cleaned out most of the immediate entrance onto ramp. He can look for information. 2-on-2. Time still favors Astralis in this. More so because Glaive's already gotten the lower site. The problem is that he doesn't have the bomb. So Gade going in after him, if Zipix thinks he can get down there, he actually might get cut off from this.
Yeah, this is actually very problematic. No one has much information whatsoever. Cadian's at a great spot.
This is like 2 one-on-ones. This is a kill for Cadian. It has to be, surely. Just barely gets it. I shouldn't say just barely. It was convincing in the end, but it could have gone poorly with the miss. It's significant that they're both in positions because Zipix can't get to Glaive, and Glaive thinks he has to rotate back to Zipix, and that's exactly where Cadian was positioned.
Well, Zipix out on the upper bomb side now. Doesn't really have much CT activity. But Cadian at the top of the ladder now. Good position to shut this down. It should be a North round, but it is the clutch minister after all. It's down to Cadian and Zipex. Another 1v1. It looks like Cadian has the upper hand. Zipex will plant in the open. Doesn't commit, but there it is. Cadian just wants to wait for his teammate to get close to the fence as well. They'll maintain a lead here. It's going to be 4-3. Good play, actually. Cadian, we missed his initial kills towards ramp from him. I assume it was just with his smoke as they pushed through. It's a very common position to get multiple frags at ramp, or maybe he just got a straight-up heads-up duel and managed to win out. So I'm not sure. Hopefully the replay will paint the picture. We'll see. 4-3, though. Astralis still have enough to buy. It will leave North at a bit of a breaking point. A couple of players brought into round number 8 here. Warps out for Cadian once again. Hasn't been amazingly successful with the weapons so far in the series. Very quiet on Inferno, but to be fair, they're getting absolutely run over. It's never too late to bounce back as we do find ourselves at another breaking point for North. Astralis will have a couple of buys in the bag, though. Another quick approach towards Upper. The smokes are pitch perfect. So is the initial kill, but AZ's there on the bomb site trying to bring this one back in their favor. He'll get 2 kills and at least leave the round in contention for them, but Vauda battling from the ladder now.
Battling indeed. Holds off Heaven. Cadian's back outside. And they'll try and have intervention toward the upper site as Kiarbi works his way back in. Flash as well, but Volda's got Magisk down instead. Glaive, he wants the ladder position to lower, and that's probably not a bad decision. Dupree is going to take the initiative actually instead. They've got to get down there and get that planted. This is somewhat clever because ramp, Dupree can hold that off. The other access point is secret. They know that it's unlikely someone's going to go outside. Glaive was waiting to see if anyone would jump off the rafters before he committed, and he knows that the timing is such. Him having vents, that's the fastest access point. So by staying upstairs, gets a little more information. Now he's in perfect position to try and cut off Cadian.
This is actually up in the air still. Sure, it's a 3-on-2. Remember that lower bomb site? We talked about it. Impossible to try and retake as Glaive finds the first, maybe the second here as well. This kill could decide the round. Ooh. He runs out of bullets, has to fall back, and that will be the end of him. But look how close the bomb is. It looks like it's all done. Dupree has confirmed it. So strong. And it looks like Vauda actually goes down with the blast as well, potentially. I think he just about gets away, but well done. 3-on-2. Oh, and he does 1 ticket damage. He'll get the AWP as well. So not the worst possible outcome towards the end, but certainly not ideal. It will be Astralis tying things up and resetting North there. And that's incredibly well played. You just saw the awareness as well. Dupree gets himself in position. Like you said, Glaive watching the vents. He manages to get the first kill in the 3-on-2 and brings the round in their favor. Dupree could just hold up and wait for scrambling players making their way towards the bomb. Nails a really important kill. Couldn't find a second. Allows him to get an AWP and a force buy into this round, but that actually could be detrimental to North in this particular instance. As we head into round number 9. Is this another quick one? They're just bullying this upper side right now. Magis goes in. He knows they haven't got the rifles to handle him right now, but good grenade does significant damage. There's still a chance here as Gade gets the first kill.
Absolutely. Not only the first kill, look where that bomb landed. Look where the swing comes from behind the silos. And look what happens in the site. It's North that now control the round. You said it. There's a missed smoke. More proof that smoking kills.
Indeed.
As Dupree gets back up from secret, having already gone lower. Now, this is actually surprising for, unfortunately, Kiarbi. In fact, he could go for the extra 1,500 if he really wanted to. But just even watching it. That's even better. Yeah, don't worry, bro. If anyone peeks out, I'll take care of them. What a sequence.
That's so sick. That's teamwork.
Also, it would have been amazing if he just shot and was like, oh, yeah, go knife him. And then just as he gets there with a knife, he steals the kill. Device takes down Volda. That's kind of something I would do. As Cadian stays on the floor, it's going to be a 3-on-2. Gade, Cadian. They still have that bomb, though. That's the major point of contention because Gade knows that they have outside. He can watch toward Heaven. He's just got to be so cautious of the main entrance, but with the smoke down, that buys him a little bit of time to watch one and not the other, and now he'll drop into a better position. Dupree, he'll catch him out. Gade trying to retreat, run back through secret, will get absolutely annihilated.
That's the eco now for North. They force poured into that round. They definitely had a chance there. The 5-7 doing great work on the bomb side floor. Wasn't quite enough, though, I'm afraid. He saw that nice little backstab from the secret area. A knife right in the back of Kiarbi. Poetic justice, perhaps.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, I know who you go. I didn't want to say. I'm not that kind of guy.
Chat beat us to it, to be fair.
You would say that, maybe. I can't.
Astralis sends their regards.
We all got it. But anyway, full eco. USP's a 5-7. And should be a guaranteed round for Astralis. On the T side, they're already going to have 6 rounds. That's already falling apart, really. But there's Zipex. 2 kills. Maybe Magis will have a couple as well. He's certainly well. Cadian gets 1. Pretty much as good as he's ever going to get with that sort of round. But there we go. Astralis now comfortable. They've got Money's still not great for North. They can purchase into this one after the full EK, but no kits, no orbs, and 5 players without helmets. Luckily, there's no SMG action here. And no incendiaries as well. That is quite significant on a map like that. You can no longer deny the rushes.
Yep, very. And we saw how effective that was toward ramp. I think it was on round 3 or 4. When Device was clearly charging in that direction. He's got other plans this time. A beautiful Astralis op as he gets up on top of the Twinkie. We are in America. We'll call it Twinkie.
It's fair.
May not be a cream filling, though, because a lot of smoke's down. He can't quite see all the way to the big garage, so Glaive goes hunting instead, and AZ shuts him down.
Wow, promising pick there. You could see Glaive trying to sneak towards Secret again, not using the smokes, and sometimes that will fall apart. They got a good crossfire from the garage and main entrance, yields the first frag. Mage's doing damage, though. Finds the orb of Cadian, and now that's going to be a problematic affair. They have got Ram from Avowda. He tried to recover the situation, ends up just giving up his life, and that might be the lower bomb side open, but not quite. AZ is there. One flashbang to his name, not behind the silo specifically, but still. And the off angle doesn't deliver the goods. It will be Kiabi left in a 4 versus 1 map. It's starting to get to similar scenes to what we saw in Inferno.
Oh, yeah.
They had a great start with the pistol victory, but that's all they've really had now.
Yep. We're starting to see why Astralis are so good on this map as well. I think Astralis might be one of the only teams that's really starting to realize, more so on this version of Nuke than any other, that we used to talk about outside being the biggest, I guess, most probable position for control to try and force the CT's hand. You can get toward heaven, you can control the big garage, you can get to secret. I think Astralis has realized that you can also use under to do that. So if you can get someone down the vents, once you're down there, you can swing toward the ramps, you can backstab secret. There's lots of ways to exploit the map once you have just one guy in position because the CTs are so spread thin. Kirby, return the favor? Not quite a knife, but he'll be sneaky to catch out at Zipix, who would have turned around and realized, oh no, it's too late.
Well, at this point, Kiabi can only really hold onto the rifle. They know where he is. Is it worth hunting him? Maybe not. With the loss bonus, though, they're going to be on 4th stage, and they're currently all at $0. That's going to mean $2,900 per CT player. I don't think that's a buy right now, even with stage M4. I think they just have to take another partial with that. And that's not good news. But they have been relatively strong. They are anticipating rushes here from Astralis. They're going to stack upper and try and challenge that idea. But if you're smart, Astralis, you've done that, what, 3 or 4 times now? You probably just go outside quickly or just go ramp. As you know, they're probably going to be forcing it or partially buying into the round. You've been exploiting that idea. But there we go, round 12 and a tactical timeout. Definitely needed here. They're going to buy up somewhat, but it won't be the best. There's Dupree, player stats. Looking at 100 ADR right now. Fragging in the land of the free. I like that.
Fragging in the land of the free and the home of the brave. And the bottom in the relationship with Canada.
Couldn't leave it. A power bottom, though.
Well, I don't know about that.
They are providing a lot of power.
That's Mexico.
It will be the tactical timeout. Like we said, Deagles and 5.7s to be expected here. Cadian looking for the orb next round, won't purchase anything. No one broken double digits yet on the Astralis side. Impressive considering they have 7 rounds in aim. It shows a very good team effort. Matthew, can we get an update on all those screamings? What's going on the other broadcast?
That's everyone screaming about the midterm elections. Get out and vote, people.
Absolutely.
It is NRG versus MVP. It is map 2. It is on train. And to my knowledge, it is 9-6 in favor of NRG at halftime.
Getting fired up on
I would assume that would have been the pistol that they were getting fired up over, and we're just a little delayed with our statistic updates. In our game, it's 7-4. And Kierby trying to swing back around the corner to flame lower, runs into Device, and it's a deadly device, a contraption for which there was no escape as the AK gets the headshot to Kierby, and now we find ourselves with 3 versus 4 pistols, mind you. They have the advantage still.
But they have got lower under their control, Astralis. Remember we said, if the bomb gets planted lower, oh, maybe it won't. Vauda, out of nowhere. Will at least deliver a frag. This makes things problematic, but maybe Magis will be able to shut it down. This is an aim display if I've ever seen one. Cadian left. Oh, my God.
If you're a 48-year-old man from Somalia, take notes. That's how you become a pro in Counter-Strike, Henry.
That is unbelievable.
Brilliant aim. That's so sick. 4 kills. And it was getting awkward. You said it. They were sneaky. So 8-4. Or 48, depending on how you look at it.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you are just joining, it's the best of 3, first of the day. As you can see now, Astralis, 1 map up. That was Inferno. No one can touch them on Nuke, and it might be the same story here. M4s are out, AWPs as well. Valda Flash, he needs to get multiple frags here. He scurries away towards the lower bomb site. Does he survive? He definitely doesn't. And they're going to push the flames and try and get the bomb down quickly once again here, man.
Absolutely. This is what I'm talking about. They realize you don't necessarily need outside. A lot of teams used to drop lower and then try and play lower. In this case, they will because everyone's down there, let's face it. But Astralis is so good at getting that, exploiting the defense and forcing the rotations, making it so uncomfortable.
You might as well save now.
Yep,
It's over.
no choice. Lower site with 5 players alive, and look at the utility they still
They
have.
still have 2 Molotovs, 8Gs, flashbangs. You can't do anything. It's over.
That's done, Dizzle.
And why not? They've been exploiting upper so much, which suggests, oh, they're not going to have 2 players at ramp anymore. They're going to try and boost in their defenses on the upper side or outside. That's where we're getting most of our kills. Ramp rush. If Valda doesn't have that initial incendiary, like we said before, why doesn't that work? Absolutely. He did actually have the incendiary, but he deployed it late when he was rotating down. Late being the very operative word there. Magus is looking for multiple frags here as he pushes towards CT spawn. They are waiting for him. They've got money to burn here. Astralis will push all the way towards this area. Will they find anyone? They'll come around the corner in time. But Cadian will find the all-important kill there to allow him to save the AWP. But 9 on the board. On the T side of Nuke does not bode well. But luckily they keep the majority of their firepower up. They get a second bite of the cherry here around level 14. No AWP for device, but I don't think that's a massive factor. He could buy one himself now and still have change for the next round. Looks like they'll put execution there. I haven't seen them shoot out the windows every single round so far. We'll see what that leads to. Maybe changing things up slightly. There's a Dupree. The pace has been phenomenal here. I've really enjoyed that. It hasn't been slow, boring details outside smokes. It's actually been really exciting to see how fast they've been. And it's refreshing on Nuke, you know? It's actually really cool to watch.
Oh, incendiary. Molotov, rather, I should say. It came from the T side. Thrown out toward main. Volta still... Ooh, okay, this is all right. Glaive can force him back. I was going to say, Volta still has control of the stairs. He hasn't peeked. So if there's no utility deployed in that direction, he could certainly make things problematic if they want to try and take the big garage. Seems that Glaive does want the fight, but now the flames will land. This pretty much puts him at the precipice. And he can stare downward and try and tear his bloody head off with the AK. Just like that, Volta's gone. And device to take ramp as the rotation goes. That's so brilliant. Cadian's realized it does turn around and actually catch them out. It worked in his favor, but he nearly gave away ramp for free, which is the last thing you want to do already, considering you've lost secret rotations down vent. It's Magist to cut off Kiabi, and this should be another round for Astralis. Bomb's already lower and planted. What's the call? Are they saving again? It looks like they are.
Unfortunately,
no choice.
You just have to, don't you? They're just too strong. They keep getting that bomb down, man. It's unbelievable. No wonder they're regarded as the best team in the world. And on this particular map, this is pretty remarkable right now. And just indicative of how good they are on this particular map. Great calls, great individual skill. Timings are unreal. The plants that are coming through just seem unstoppable. And now we're seeing this again, North just burying themselves in another spawn area, trying to stay alive. And Astralis got the resources to justify going for some kills here.
Easy with Dupree. It's Magist and Glaive, the only 2 alive. There's less T's alive. But it's now 10 rounds for Astralis already, and this is the T side of Nuke.
Indeed.
That's a no from me, dog.
A massive no. No one wanted to see this, especially the players on North. They do have money
Thank
again.
You next. What is that Ariana Grande song?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that is it. Oh, God, I feel so young. I'm hip with the kids, Henry. I know the memes.
Well, you sort of knew a song. What is that one all the people saying these days? Anyway, final round here, and North desperately need this. Look at the play this time. They've got the outside smoke suggesting they're going to use him, but Glaive's actually in front. He's going to go down. Oh, maybe not. Kiabi spots him. You can hear the desperate cries as he tries to communicate with his teammates as to what's going on. But Glaive actually knows this. How does he know, Matt? It was going towards main. It looked like it was done.
How does he know? He finally does something. Henry, gee, you're putting together quite a little reel.
That's my portfolio casting. Have those 2 moments in there. That's all he can do, really. Shout things.
I mean, that's what I do. That is pretty sick that Glaive has that figured out already. Like, and it's Kirby as well, who's been struggling so tremendously outside, all things considered.
Yeah, right. Well, this is not being the best matchup. We normally say these derbies. Really exciting most of the times, even if it's a mismatched team. Like normally if it's just Danes on Danes, like it's going to be exciting whatever happens. But I didn't think this level of play from Astralis. They looked a little bit flat over in Copenhagen. Had anything but here, but I just say that. A couple of kills coming through, but instantly replied. That's the AWP going down. Cadian finds himself finishing the half with 14 frags. Decent effort, but it's going to take something absolutely heroic here from Gale. He's going to stand a chance to win this round. Good start, though. Gets dinked in the process. Down to 21 HP, but 20 seconds remaining. There's the bomb collected by Zipex. So they just go together. They should trade him out, but there is a chance to win this round considering the low time.
Gade looking to try and work his way back through
he's on the vents?
doorway. Yeah,
That's
he's
the worst place
gone
to be right
down.
now.
That's.
Guys, he thought he had them lower. He's got his headset on wrong.
I thought he was going to work out closet, but instead Gade went down, and
he's still
now
down
the bomb plant did 21 HP. Yeah, this is
cool.
He just realized. Wait a minute.
He must have heard them in the hut. They were right next to him. Well, he just had to fly out there now. It's a silly finish, but there we go. 11-4. Another destructive half there. North really needed more than 4 rounds to close things out in the first, but still a chance. It's not as bad as it was before. We'll go to a break and see what they can do on their T side.
He's frustrated with himself. Break it is, Henry. It looked so good for North. The snow was glistening, Santa was happy at the pole, and then it went south and it all melted, and now it's 11-4. That was a terrible analogy, Henry.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Maybe in a month's time we'll get that working.
Yeah,
but,
you know what? We'll work on that. I'll think about it. Have you been a good boy?
Definitely not. Never have been.
Cool for
Never
you.
will be. But
Rebel without a cause.
North are going to have to be very good boys here if they're going to have any chance of pulling this one back. It does not look good, ladies and gents. I never say it's completely over, but this is going to be a difficult one to pull back. You're against Astralis on what seems to be their absolute best map. You're 11-4 down after just playing the CT side. And Astralis, with 5 sets of armor, looking to be convincing in the pistol rounds once again. They lost the first half one. It's an upper rush, though, but Glaive will find... Oh, my God. It's done.
Yep, that's Dupree and Glaive just pretty much putting the seal of approval on it. Majest to close it. And I hear some Danish grunting and cheering like the Vikings that they are.
Yeah, they don't even give it a chance to build up anything clever. A nice little sentence, anything there, but it's an upper rush, gun down in 3 seconds, and it's all done for in the first round at least, is Dupree. Spots the first, doesn't have the cleanest aim with the first interaction, but look how he picks things up as he starts to find those headshots towards the end. Those are the ones that really count. Glaive got his back as usual. They're going to take an eco as well. It's going to be 13-4 quickly. Difficult decision to make here. But looking for that 2-0. Astralis might just find it, as this is going to be 13-4. They're going to have cash in bucket loads, as Device will get $1,200 just like that. Surely not this kill as well. Cadian puts an end to the madness, as now Valda just left with a Glock, no armor, and maybe a chance of a kill here. The knife comes out. Oh, baby. Here we go. Just has to take the kill in the end. That's $300, better than 0. As they take 2 kills, that's about as good as it's ever going to get, that sort of round.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, that is about as good as it gets. And with that, we take a beautiful look at the clutch minister. Minister of Sound.
On official business here in Chicago right now?
He is on very official business here in Chicago. Trump Tower's just down the road.
That thing's
not
massive.
Connected. It is. Yeah, I walked by it the other day. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that is
That thing's got
striking.
some girth. It's a pillar of power.
It is, absolutely. It's effects on the UMP, and of course the AKs come out here in the 3rd round. The last chance saloon really for North. They'll have the AK-47s. Not a full array of utility, but most of it. And Astralis actually feeling the burn in terms of the finances. 2 players going down does leave Dupree and Glaive fully invested into this round. So not over just yet. There are a few points that slightly favour North in this particular round. Just waiting now. You can see there's a vast change in approach now with North getting on the T side. They're not grouping as a 5-man unit running around the map, just taking headshots left, right, and centre. They'll just be going through a default at the start, looking to execute maybe down towards defensive from what I can see. AZ has snuck out by T-Ven there, but is it going to be enough to get a frag? I think it will be. When his smoke goes down, Dupree might not have any idea that he's there.
Duke trying to look down into the doorway. Will spot Kiarby go immediately underneath of him. All too easy to collect on the M4. Dropping in. He'll now take the door on the other side of the hut as well. And Henry G just dabbed. He thinks that he can get away with it. He can't. I'm calling you out.
That was not a dab. That was a stretch.
You dabbed. That was awful.
That was a stretch.
Yeah, okay.
That was a stretch. There's no camera.
Stretching your leg.
That was a stretch. And in fact, this was a flex from Dupree. Just absolutely
weird flex, but okay.
Mowing them down here. Showing how strong he is on the upper bomb side, dropping down, no problem whatsoever. And it has to be, excuse me, the force buy, well, partial buy, I should say, from North, as they go 14-4 down. Tech-9s, Deagles, P250s, and maybe Dupree to get another massive sequence of kills here.
Whoa, that's not bad. That's not bad from a Tech-9. Just styling on them, dropping off the hut roof. That's going to allow AZ to come back in through main because Dupree is distracted, looking elsewhere, trying to make up and compensate for lost ground. Majisk has to slide out along the wall, and he'll find AZ. That's going to drop the bomb, though. That could be enough to control the round again.
Yeah, that's the problem. This kill could decide it, though. How has it not worked out for Cadian? It looks so promising. 2-on-1, looking for series points here. Astralis might have got it, but it's another clutch minister. It will be Valda. He's so good in these sort of situations. Going to get that first kill, no problem. He just drops. Oh, it's that battle again. Zipex and Valda. 2 very similar players, identical roles, and both excellent in the 1v1s. Who has the advantage, though? Zipex now has control of the bomb. Oh, he might have just absolutely destroyed this. The timings, though, are tantalizing as they miss each other by a few milliseconds there. Valda with 7 frags to his name so far. Zipex with just 8. Time ticking away. Valda hoping he can outsmart Zipex once again. Managed to beat him in the 1 versus 1 before. That makes a slight sound cue. I'm not sure Zipex heard it, but he can keep checking that bomb every few seconds or so. He's got a great position here. Oh, the timings, though, it's just so difficult to watch, but Zipex will come out on top. Confirm 15th point. I'm pretty sure that's the series as well, Matt. There's pretty much no chance of 11 rounds in a row on the T side of Nuke. I like to romanticize the storyline sometimes, but I don't think
really going to happen.
I can feel this one happening.
So map point for Astralis, looking for win number 22 offline on Nuke. That's 22 in a row, just to be clear. That's incredible. Don't think I've ever won 22 maps in my life.
That's not as shocking, that stat. But thank you for providing it, Cadian, to open things up, as Dupree will be dropped. Remember, they cannot give away a single round at this point. They're already a map down. It's 15-4 here. They're not out of the tournament. If they lose this one, they just go down to the loser bracket. As Kiabi looks like he's found some form now. A little bit too late at this stage, but still, they'll do everything they can just to win this game on a round-by-round basis. That's all you can do at this stage, as this looks to be a clean sweep. Where was this before, boys? Zipex will do what he can here, but presumably taken down in a few seconds. Flashbang's pretty decent. Oh, that's a nice incendiary, though. What a tick towards AZ. It won't. So he'll survive.
Yeah, not at all. Zipix now in a 1 versus 5 with the AK-47. We've seen a 1 versus 5 already in this event. We haven't, Henry. It was on the other stream just a moment ago, and apparently it was brilliant. So I'm told. As Zipix tries to work back inside of the lobby, 25 HP only to work with. As the bomb will reach its logical conclusion. Is he going to go for this? Are they still down there? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my Zipix. Clutch Minister's got a new sermon. Unbelievable. Unbelievable from Zipix. He is the Clutch Master, and that is ungodly. I'm sorry it's got to go that way, North. Oh my. Brilliant.
Get them out of here. A round where it looked like they finally
a 1-on-5
had some
ninja.
We haven't seen that in like 2
We
years,
said
right?
that last week. We said we haven't seen it. No one's going to let it happen again.
With the high fives, and that's just happened. Fair play, I respect Acadian, but I'd find it difficult to keep the mental fortitude there. Oh my God.
Wow, that is unreal. They're laughing it off because, as you would say, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. That is a 1-on-5 ninja defuse when we never thought we'd see another one. And the fact that we thought teams had learned their lesson, he sneaks down. He didn't even think he was going to get it either. He just went for it. He's like, well, I'm going to die anyway.
I don't think I would have spotted that. I don't even think about those anymore. You kind of got a bit of hype. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. This is actually going to work out.
As soon as he hit the ladder, I was like, he's going for it. Like, there's no question. That's unbelievable, Zipix. That is so sick. We've had 2 1v5s now today, Henry.
Yeah.
In completely different reactions. Look at these beautiful people. Shave your beard, Chad.
It's coming. It's going to go off now. But that was a fantastic ending to that game. Got excited. I don't think all the bits and pieces were in the place they needed to be, Tommy.
So I think that last round, the way that played out, really just summed up the entire series quite nicely. It's almost poetic.
Look, I think, this game here, we did set it up that a lot of T rounds were going to be won from Astralis, and the same thing happened here. Sitting up there, double digits once again. That's just going to add to their tally. We're obviously impressed with how these guys are able to do it, and we're going to have a clip that we're going to show you later to break down why their T side is so good. But I think general themes here, pretty flat best of 3, right?
Yeah, I mean, North just were not in this game at all at any point. Also, they started 3-0 up again on Nuke. They had the perfect start to this half as well and just couldn't get anywhere. Astralis looked fantastic throughout this series. It's super dominant.
This is what we expect from Astralis, right? We expect them to come in here, and I'm not saying that North aren't a top, well, they're top 15. They're a top 15 team. I was going to say top 10. They haven't proved themselves to us just yet, but I think we expect anybody outside of that realm of top 5 for Astralis to beat teams in such a concise manner, and it wasn't any different here. I think, once the stats update, you're going to see that not many of the players from North were able to get 30 kills over 2 maps, and that's, pretty abysmal, all things considered.
I think, if anything, our mistake was maybe putting a little bit too much weight on a couple of shaky games by Astralis in the last couple of tournaments, and thinking, maybe others have found a way to finally match up to them, and clearly, at least here, that just wasn't at all the case. They just looked, miles and miles better than their countrymen. Zonic's worries about the domestic matchup and all that really didn't amount to anything, and I mean, for Kirby, it's just another tough loss, considering, many people don't remember, he's the one who left Astralis. Astralis did not remove him. He's the one who sort of made this Vegas roster happen.
That storyline is the crazy part, right? This roster change would have never happened unless Kirby left and wanted to be the star of a team like North. And here, sure, they've had their ups and downs. They obviously beat them at DreamHack Master Stockholm, but Astralis are the best team in the world, pretty much undisputed at the moment. So in that regard, not so fantastic. On the B stream, though, we were watching that one at the same time. We did have a couple of interesting things, but I've just been told we have round 5 ready. This is the one I want to talk about, Tommy. Now, I'm going to set this up. I'm going to talk through this. We're going to play this round out. This is the protocol that Astralis use when they're taking the lower bomb site. It used to be that they'd put so much emphasis on the window side. Here, they're going to take control, but they're going to go and actually smoke off the window side, smoke off the doors, and then the way they clear out Valde from Dark Spot is the really most intriguing thing to me. Now, I was looking for examples to I always talk about this. The CT sides or the T sides, if they're doing strats to dictate, the other team kind of has to catch up. Now, Astralis normally would go through Windows side. By leaving Valde in this dark spot position, normally they jump over his head and they don't clear him, right? When they come out the door into the bomb site, he would be there in a very weird off angle and can crossfire from the guy over towards that toxic door and smash them as they come out. Here, they've actually opted to clear out the entire bomb site before trying to get control of the Windows side. So this is them staying ahead of the meta and defining how the map is played.
Yeah, super interesting. I mean, it actually looked like Valde was going to get away with his hiding spot just until the Molly finally landed. And from that point onwards, North's rotation just wasn't there, and there was nothing they could really do.
Yeah, so you can see here now that the window has been smoked and the door has been smoked as well. Now they're going to come and they're going to throw a Molotov in this position. Normally what they would do, see, look at this. He has nothing to do. He has no help possible. Normally what Astralis would do is once they get control, they would actually jump through the window with numbers, 2 to 3 players minimum, and push down because they know that is the only real point of rotation for the CTs. This time around, they've changed the entire way that they take the lower bomb site, and that forces North, who would have set up protocols and ways to deal with this, and it confuses them. They're like, they haven't done what we've prepped for, now what do we do? And that's the confusion in Counter-Strike, and this is how Astralis can constantly stay ahead and force other teams to chase them.
And Zonic voiced it as well. Zonic talked about it in the interview where he talked just about how he's so cautious and so scared that people are going to know what they're going to bring. It's that predictable nature of a map that you haven't lost on in close to 7 months. I mean, it's understandable that you think you're going to be anti-strat.
I think the core of this roster, right, ever since the addition of Magic's Boy, they've played it a total of 29 times, including LAN and offline, and they've only lost it once. So they're 28-1, including online performances as well. Offline now, sure, now we're up to 22 in a row. That is phenomenal. That is a blistering record.
That's an all-time record on a map.
Has to be. And especially one that is normally, like we outlined in the pregame, such a CT-dominated map. They're able to do it time and time again with massive hauls on the T side. That's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, we do have an opportunity, speaking of Zonic, to hear more from him. We spoke to him after map 1, and he was quietly confident that Nuke was in the bag. Let's see what he's saying now. Oh, it sounds like he's hanging out with Alvin the Chipmunk, and we'll be checking in with him in just a moment. He's just getting that...
They're doing another DJ dance.
No, they're doing a
yeah,
sequel.
Yeah, do that. We can do that?
Actually,
all right, walk me through that last round. That was a little intense, right?
Yeah, it was actually Magis that called it. We heard a lot going off on the roof, and we said, like, try to interfuse. Magis called it, and then, yeah, that's what I said. And then Simix just made the interfuse. I don't know what happened, because there was one in the gate, so he could have reached him, I think, but I don't know.
That is a short story told the best way here from Glaive. Now, Glaive, you guys have made it look pretty easy today. You just triumphed over your Danish brothers in North. Talk to me about what you guys are expecting, what you're planning to do from here.
Yeah, so right now we're just going to chill rest of the evening. I think we have the day off tomorrow, and then we'll just practice and yeah, prepare for our next games. Finally, I think we are showing our true self. I hope we can manage to just keep on playing the same way that we did today, especially against North. So yeah, that's the plan.
Keeping up the good form. That's exactly what you can expect from Astralis trying to grab an Intel Grand Slam title. A little bit far from that, and until then, we're going to be going back to the desk where we can wrap up this matchup.
Thank you, Trace. That's Glaive there. I was told Porky Pies, but it is still an opportunity to hear a little bit of insight before they get into the next game. They do have a day off, courtesy of getting into that upper bracket. That was a best of 3 to secure themselves a spot in the semi-finals. They're Gucci, locked in for now. But I do want to talk about that Ninja Diffuse a little bit, gentlemen. Tommy, how spicy of a way to end a map. It is just unfair, isn't it?
I thought it was quite fitting with the way the rest of the series went. You know, what else could go wrong for North? Oh, glad you asked, Alex. This is what could still happen that could just put an icing on top of the sundae that is Astralis' life.
We did have highlights over both streams, though. Over on that B stream, one of the players from MVP was actually able to win a 1v5 on the pistol round.
That sounds
this was after Cirque got 4 headshots, turned it into a 5v1, and then he won a 1v5.
That is the beauty of Counter-Strike.
That is just what you do, Alex.
That's the beauty of Counter-Strike. You know, you go from highs to extreme lows in a matter of seconds. And another high for you guys at home and us here at the desk next. As we venture into our last game of the evening, we get to see FaZe versus MIBR in a best of 3 brawl coming up after this.